Hello, yeah, I want to welcome you to this tutorial. It's a pleasure having you. Okay, so in this video we are gonna be discussing um everything you need to know about colors. Okay, so we'll be talking about color theories, color terminologies, color harmonies, and some other related stuff. Okay, so firstly we'll be looking at the types of colors we have, the different types of colors we have. Okay, because in graphic design and even in web design, it's very important that you know how to apply the right colors to your projects. Okay, how to choose the right colors, how to combine the right colors together, and this really to be able to make use of colors effectively and efficiently. You have to know, it is very important for someone to know about the principles that guide the usage of colors. Okay, so it's very important that you know how colors are being applied before you can apply them. Okay, you have to know the basics, the things you have to do, the things you have to consider, the things that you must be cognizant of. All of these are very, very important. So these are the things I'll be talking about in this video. So I wanted to pay maximum attention as we move on. Okay, having said that, like I said earlier, the first one we're looking at is the types of colors that we have. Okay, so the types of colors that we have, and the first one here is the primary colors. Okay, the primary colors, as you can see, and the primary colors consist of three colors. The primary colors consist of three colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so as you can see, this image here, this symbol here, okay, this is called the color wheel. The color wheel. Okay, so on the color wheel, the primary color consists of red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so the next one is the secondary color. Okay, the secondary color, and the secondary color, as you can see, we have 6 colors here. Okay, the secondary colors consist of 6 colors, which are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Okay, so red plus blue is gonna give us purple. Red plus blue is gonna give us purple. Okay, and red plus yellow is gonna give us orange. If you combine red and yellow together, you get orange. Okay, and if you combine yellow and blue together, you get green. So that's how we got these remaining 3 colors added to the primary colors that make the secondary colors. Okay, I hope you understand that part. Okay, and the third color we have, the third type of color is the tertiary or intermediate colors. The tertiary or intermediate colors, as you can see, we have the full color wheel here. The color wheel is now full with colors. Okay, so yeah, we have different colors. We have red, we have blue, we have we have green, we have orange, we have purple, we have blue, red, yellow. We have we have blue, green, we have blue, violet, we have red, orange, as you can see. We have red, violet. Okay, we have yellow, orange, and we have yellow, green. So all of these make the color wheel, and it's make the tertiary colors or intermediate colors. Okay, so now I hope you now understand the types of colors we have. Again, we have the primary color, we have the secondary color, and we have the tertiary colors or intermediate colors. Okay, so now having said that, the next thing we'll be talking about now is the color models. The color models. Okay, and this is also very, very important, with the color models. So now that's the next thing we'll be looking into. So on the color models, we have the first one we have here is the RGB. Okay, The R stands for red, the G stands for green, and the B stands for blue. Okay, so RGB stands for red, green, and blue, and it uses additive mixing of lights to create different colors. Okay, when overlapping red, green, and blue at full brightness, we get white, and this is how screen works. Okay, this is how screens work. And the I'm going to explain this in details, what I actually meant by this. So the next one we have is the RGB color mode. Okay, the CMYK. The first is RGB and the second one is CMYK. And the C stands for cyan, the M stands for magenta, the Y stands for yellow, and the K stands for black. Unlike RGB, which uses additive mixing, the CMYK on the other hand uses subtractive mixing. Okay, CMYK are their subtractive colors and are the standard in colors for printing. Okay, so what I'm saying is, in essence, is that when you're designing for something that is meant to be sent across devices, okay, that is not meant to be print, you actually go with this RGB color mode. Okay, and you want to design something that's meant to be on screen, you go with the RGB color mode. But when you're designing something that's meant to be printed, okay, you want to send it to print to be printed, you have to go for the CMYK. So let's just quickly go to Photoshop, for example. Okay, here I'm in Photoshop. Okay, let me just say I want to create a new document. Okay, new document here. Okay, so now you can see here we have the color mode here. This is on RGB. So perhaps if you want to design something that is just meant to be sent across devices, you go with the RGB color. But if you're designing something that is meant to be printed, perhaps you want to design a banner that is meant to be printed. It could be a business card, a flyer, a poster, anything that you are going to be printing. Okay, you have to go with the with the CMYK color mode for print. Okay, the CMYK color mode. We also have some other ones here, like the grayscale, the bitmap, and lab color, but the most important ones are the RGB and the CMYK. Okay, so that is that about that. I hope you understand that. Okay, so peradventure you choose any of these and you want to change the one you chose to another color, another mode. Okay, I can just go to image, then Photoshop, you go to image, you go to mode. As you can see, we have them here. You can change this currently on RGB color, you can change it to CMYK as well. Okay, that is that about that. Okay, so now having said that, the next thing I'll be talking about now is the HSB. Okay, this is also very important. Like the HSB, we are talking about the color technologies now. Okay, the HSB stands for hue, saturation, and brightness. Hue, saturation, and brightness. This uses a mix of these three attributes to create different colors. Okay, so I'll be talking about hue now. Okay, firstly let's talk about hue. So to explain this better, let me just go to an app called I'm going to Figma. Okay, it's used for UI UX design. Okay, well, that's not the purpose of this course. Okay, so now UI UX design for this. Okay, so now I'm here in Figma. So I create a square. Okay, so what I want to do now is to go to my color box. Now, as you can see, I can change the color. Okay, I can change the color. You can see under this we have, this is hexadecimal. We have X, RGB, CS, and light. I'm still coming back. So if you look at this, we have the HSB, like I said, which is hue, saturation, and brightness. Okay, like I said here, hue, saturation, and brightness. Okay, so you can see we have different sections here. We have 0, we have 74, we have 38. Okay, So the zero now, the first one here, this first box here, it stands for H, which is hue. The second one, which is S, this second one stands for S, which is brightness, and the third one, which is B, stands for the S stands for saturation rather, and the third one, which is B, stands for brightness. Okay, so let me quickly explain hue. What's the meaning of hue and what's is it meant for? Okay, hue represents the color dominance in the color family. Okay, e.g. pure red, pure blue, pure green, pure yellow. So what I'm saying in essence is that this is the this here actually represents, let me just, as you can see here, this is actually pure. Okay, so if I should move this, represent the hue. If I should move it, you can see we have pure colors. Like if I should move it down here, we have pure red. If I should bring here, we have like pink, right? You can see we have pure blue here, we have pure green here, pure yellow, and that's it. This here actually works for the hue. Okay, as you can see, that's that about that. Okay, so under the hue we have tints, and shades. We have tints, shades, and tones. Tints, shades, and tones. Okay, so what I meant about tints is that, for example, now, so I'm trying to break the hue. I'm trying to break hue down. Okay, so that you understand it better. So when we talk about hue now, when we talk about tints under hue, okay, tints is when you add white to a specific color. Okay, for example, you add white and let's say white and red together. Okay, or let's say white and blue. Okay, we have blue here, right? Let's say you had white and blue together, so that is when that's when it actually it translates to tints. Okay, white and blue. Okay, in the color picker, this is the color picker, right? When you add white and blue together, for example, so let me just try to like practicalize this. Let me kind of duplicate this here. So for example, now we have this box here. Okay, so if I should let me just copy and paste. Okay, I have these two colors here, right? Okay, so what I want to do now is to click on this and I come over here. Okay, so let me just kind of make this white. Okay, so now let me just bring this on top of this, as you can see. But let me do something here, come in please, so that you get to understand me better. I have this now. Okay, so let me just bring this below this. Okay, you can see we have a blue under this white. Let me highlight this, let me bring it this side. Okay, so now let me go to my color. So I've selected the white, but we have a blue under it. So if I should reduce the opacity of this white, okay, let me come over here and let me see, I reduce it to like 50. As you can see now the blue under it is now displaying. This is what we call tints. When you add white to another color, okay, to an hue, you get tints. Okay, if I click on this, for example, I can still get the tints for this. So what I can do is, if I should move this, you can see it at the, in the color picker, if I should move it towards the left side, you can see I'm getting the same color as this. You can see when I move it on the color picker, when I move this to the left hand side, this is where it was before. So once I move to the left hand, the more I move to the left hand side, you can see I'm getting this color, as you can see. So that is what tint is all about. When you add white to a specific color, that's tint. I hope you get that. Okay, the next one I'll be talking about now is shades. Okay, shades. So shades, you know, it's when it's making the color, it's making it black. That is, when you add black to a color, that's shades. Okay, when you add black to a color. Come in, let me just kind of okay. Just want to try to like okay, this is the first one, tints. Okay, let me just bring it down here, up here. Let me bring it down here so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the first one, which is tints, right? Okay. Okay, now the next one now is I want to talk about now is shades. Okay. Okay, one next one I want to talk about is shades. Okay, which is okay, this is the next one I want to talk about now. I just finished explaining tints. Okay, next one is shades. And shades, I said it's actually adding black to a specific color. Like I said earlier, I said tint is when you add white to a specific color, but shades is when you add black to a specific color. Okay, when you add white to black to a specific color. So let's quickly practicalize that as well. Let me use this as an example once again. Let me go over to my, let me delete the white. So I'm gonna let me go back. Okay, so let me quickly go and adjust this color to black. Okay, let me bring this down here. So I've changed this to black, right? So let me just kind of move it up here. So now I'm explaining the shades now. Okay, I said shades is when you add black to a specific color. So you can see we have black here now. So if I should reduce the opacity now, for example, so like let me say I reduce to like 60%. Okay, you can see what we have now. You can see that we are the color below is now showing. Okay, so when you add black to a specific color, that's when you get, that's what we mean by shades. Okay, so as you can see. Okay, so likewise this color I can actually adjust this color to be shades as well. Okay, I can adjust the color to be shades. So how do I do that? Let me just come over here. So if I should move, this is the color in the color picker, you can see this circle, but I should move it down like so. You can see now I'm getting the same color as this, as you can see. Okay, it's the same color as this. So that's what shades is all about. Okay, so the third one I'll be talking about now is under hue. The third one I'll be talking about now is tones. Okay, tones. Okay, let me just okay, tones is when you mix a pure color with a gray. Okay, when you mix a pure color with a gray. Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is that, let me come back to this and let me just kind of let me change the color. Before that, let me just kind of move it like so, and let me come over here and let me change it to gray. Let me change this to gray. Okay, gray is the mixture of white and black, you know. Okay, so let me just make it gray like so. So if I should mix gray with these, you get what we get, the tones. When you mix gray with a specific color, it might be blue, might be red, any color. So now you can see, so if I should, let me reduce the opacity like so. As you can see, as I reduce it, you can see. So that's what gray is all about. That's what tones is all about. Okay, so I hope you understand it. I said the first one I was explaining here is what is the hue. which I said hue stands for the specific color here. It's very much precise. So when we talk about hue, it's very much precise. Okay, as you can see, it's very much precise. Okay, so when we talk about so the next thing I'll talk about now is the saturation. We have HSB. I was explaining HSB, right? So I'm presently explaining HSB, okay, which I said stands for hue, saturation, and brightness. I just finished explaining hue and the things you need to know under hue, right? So the next thing I want to explain now is the the next thing I want to explain now is saturation. Okay, let me just kind of move this to this. Okay, so let me just come here. So saturation, it refers to how rich or how dull a color is. Okay, as you can see here. So if I should like I said this actually stands for the hue, the Fox box here. So if I should like adjust this hue now, so like if I should make this color now, I want to make this color the first one here, let's make it 255 for example. You can see what we have here, right? So if I should bring the hue, the saturation, you can see this is saturation to 0. You can see what we have. What do we have? We have white. When it's at 0, we have white. This is the brightness. If I should bring the brightness to 0, enter, we have black. As you can see, hope you get what I'm talking about. We have black. So the hue is from 0 to 360. If I should move this to 360, enter, you can see we have pure. If I should bring it down here, you can see we have pure red here. Okay, from 0 to 360, right? From 0, this is the 0 to 360. You can see for hue. So for brightness here, we have 100% brightness here. If I should bring this to 50, 100% saturation. If I bring it to 50, enter, you can see what we have. So it simply means how dull or rich a color is. So presently the saturation is at 50. If I should bring the saturation to 80%, enter, you can see what we have. Okay, so 100% now, it will be at full saturation. You can see. Okay, the same thing is applicable to the to brightness. If I should bring the brightness to 0, we have black. That is, it's completely dull. Brightness is when it tells you whether the color is closer to white on a scale or black on a scale. So that's just the simplest way to kind of explain brightness. It tells you whether a color is closer to white on a scale or black on a scale. This is the white aspect of it. You can see this is the black aspect of it. You can see. So now in this case, it's at 0%. You can see it's very much closer to black. So if I should increase it to like 100, that means it's at full brightness. You can see. So the color is at what? It's closer to us, white, as you can see. Okay, so I hope you understand what I mean by hue now, saturation and brightness. Okay, so having said that, the next thing I'll be talking about now is we have the color temperature. And the color temperature it tells us when the color is warm or cold. So when we're talking about color temperature, it tells us whether it tells us when the color is warm or cold. Okay, so we have here now. So we have different colors which can be regarded as a cold color. Okay, like blue. Now you can see blue is a cold color. Okay, green is a cold color as well, and purple is also a cold color. Okay, so that's that about that. So when we talk about yellow, warm color, like yellow is a warm color. Yellow, you can see orange is a warm color, and red is a warm color. Okay, so colors that fall under these categories are warm color, and the one I said earlier, blue, green and purple, are code colors. Okay, so now I hope you understand. So far I've explained the types of colors we have, which I said is primary color, secondary color, and tertiary colors. And I talked about the color models, which are RGB, CMYK, and some other ones. I talked about some color terminologies like hue, okay, like hue, like saturation, brightness. Okay, so now the ones I want to talk about now is another color terminology is X, okay, which is hexadecimal. Okay, hexadecimal. Okay, this is a friendlier way of displaying RGB colors because the first two letters or numbers refer to red, the next two refers to green, and the last two refers to blue. The first two refer to red, the next two refer to green, and the last two refer to blue. Let me just quickly show you what I'm talking about here. So now we can change this to X. You can see here hexadecimal. That's the first two here. We have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see we have FF000. So that is now completely on red. Okay, so the first two represents R, is the second two represent G, and the next two represent blue, blue, RGB. It's another way of presenting the RGB color mode. Okay, so now mostly if you're designing something on most designs software like Photoshop, here in Figma, Adobe Illustrator, and some other designs, Adobe XD, and some other ones like that, you most likely make use of the X code, and most designers mostly make use of the X code. Okay, so for example, now if you go to some websites to generate, you want to get colors from there to use for your projects, you are most likely to be given the X code for the color. Okay, now that would take me to the this will take me to explain more about the color harmonies. Okay, the color harmonies and the color psychology. Okay, so that's what we'll be discussing in the next video. So I want you to pay maximum attention, but I believe you must have learned something so far in the color theory topic that we are discussing. All right, so thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.